Hey Pika.
What the fuck have I told you about disturbing me when I'm on the shitter?
I just wanted to know if you enjoyed that video I found for you yesterday.
Yeah, it were alright, I suppose. Nothing like seeing retards getting put in the place and totally fucking and utterly humiliated.
Well, I found another one for you. Good fodder for shit posting.
Ah, excellent. You know, I might say a lot of bad things about you, but, you know, you are my favourite minion. That's probably the reason why I haven't completely obliterated you from existence, like I have most of the others. Still, let's have a look at this video then.
Just because I may present more femme doesn't mean that I'm any less they them.
Oh, goody goody gumdrops. It's Snowflake City. Let's see how they're like being carpet bombed.
You know what, that thing where you're eating a meal but you're not really eating a meal, you're just kind of picking at food on the counter.
Hang on a minute. Short, shaved down sides, long bit on top. I do believe that that is a Nazi haircut.
My family and I were doing that one night, and I just kind of looked at them and said, "Hey guys, I'm non-binary."
And immediately her family fell on the floor laughing.
I don't have a gender.
In my opinion, gender is a universe. It is a broad spectrum of planets and stars and sky that truly cannot be contained into a binary.
That's because if they could, she wouldn't feel at all special. Oh wait, there are only two sexes. Ask your doctor next time you go and see them if they're qualified to treat a non-binary unicorn, otherkin, double-spirited postbox. I think you'll find that the doctor will laugh at you too. Also, this snowflake has a Nazi haircut as well. Isn't that amazing?
My pronouns are they, them, theirs, and that's a non-negotiable.
That's fine, you arrogant fuckwit. Now please tell me how people who have never met you before or seen this video are supposed to know that without you telling them. Because I can guarantee that at some point somebody will say, you know, like call you or she or whatever, and you'll go fucking ballistic over it. Do you wear like a fucking sign round your neck telling people what your pronouns are so they don't accidentally fucking misgender you or some shit?
I can guarantee you that she doesn't. Besides, who is negotiating here? You're the dumb fuck who is asking for everyone else to provide you with special treatment. So it's you that's negotiating with everyone else. And your bargaining position isn't a fucking good one. You dumb shit.
And they were all kind of like, okay.
I think one of the main reasons pronouns are so important is because other than our name, it's one of the main ways that people identify and call us.
And to make your mediocre existence seem somewhat special.
My pronouns are personally very important to me. Growing up, you know, enculturated into kind of a system that really subscribes to toxic masculinity, I was always uncomfortable with being called dude, you know, what's up man.
So you decided to victimise yourself by requesting special treatment. Well, no, not requesting special treatment, demanding special treatment based on a self-applied label in response to people not treating you how you think you deserve to be treated. Yeah, that's not quite how it works, mate. What happens is that people just say things like, you know, hey dude or whatever as a form of friendly greeting. You don't get to decide what other people say and think, which is for some reason what a lot of people like yourself seem to think that they're allowed to do. You know, unwarranted self-importance and all that shit. The only thing that makes you really special is that ridiculous haircut and that earring. I don't know who said that would look good. I used to have one of those years ago. It was basically a Bajoran earring from Star Trek, and I wore it for a bit, and it did look all right. But then, you know, I just stopped wearing it because it didn't really suit me, and that one certainly does not suit you. Also, kudos for not having a Nazi haircut like all the rest of the fuckers in this video.
I was so bad at dapping people up, like, you know how like guys like do that whole like that thing. I was so bad at that, and it just like I felt very alienated every time someone would do that to me.
Just because you're socially awkward doesn't mean other people have to change to accommodate your fucking personal hang-ups, you fucking dumb cunt.
So when someone identifies with a pronoun, they're essentially taking their little piece of that broad universe and identifying with that.
Yeah, because they don't realize that the shite their head has been filled with about being special is nothing but a fantasy.
And so in using their correct pronouns, we're validating that yes, you are right in your identity and you are important and we're respecting you.
You don't garner respect by slapping yourself with a victim label and then being all ignorant and self-centered about it and feigning outrage just because somebody didn't use a stupid word to describe you. You garner respect by deeds and words. People don't automatically get respect just for existing. You earn it over a period of time amongst your peers.
Coming into terms with my gender queer identity has been one of the most challenging but also rewarding things that I've done.
Yeah, lying to yourself convincingly can be very, very difficult.
Laverne Cox kind of famously said, misgendering a trans person is an act of violence.
No, punching someone is a fucking act of violence. Just misusing a word or, not calling somebody by a special name is not violence. It might be classed as ignorance, but it is not violence. Nobody dies. Nobody is injured. Stop trying to push this fucking narrative that words are violent. It's fucking retarded, and I don't know why it's continuing on as long as this is. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm gonna do it.
Oh shit, take cover.
And it's an act of psychological violence. It's a denial of somebody's personhood and a complete refusal to acknowledge their identity, whether intentional or not.
Thought crime does not entail death. Thought crime is death.
And so it is something that is entirely wrapped around our everyday lives.
Because of your self-applied label, which allows you to live in a delusional state in which everyone is trying to attack you for reasons you can't understand, when they're actually not. They're just living their normal lives and not giving you the special privilege that you believe you deserve, but have done nothing to earn it.
So just walking into a restaurant and hearing someone say she, will happen within 2 seconds of me entering, which doesn't happen about any of my other identities. They're not going to be like, oh, you straight person, that doesn't happen.
Well, of course that doesn't happen, because what you do with your genitalia outside of the confines of having sexual intercourse with a partner or partners of your choice is nothing to do with any other situation other than having sexual intercourse. It has no bearing whatsoever on which restaurants you can go in, which streets you can walk down, what clothes you can buy, or anything like that. But it just does go to show how self-entitled and fucking ignorant of the world around you really are. Fucking... oh, God.
But automatically someone will make assumptions about gender which translate into pronouns, which mean that I will hear over and over again people saying something about my identity which is false.
Well, yeah, because if you don't wear that sign around your neck, like I said earlier, that identifies you as being special, then people aren't going to be able to look at you and tell that just by looking at you with their eyes. If you wore that special sign around your neck, then people would be able to identify your special status in society, and then could choose whether to extend that courtesy to you to use those words. If you did that and identified yourself as special, it would make it a lot easier for people not to make so-called false assumptions or statements about your supposed identity.
I think a lot of people associate expression with identity.
Yeah, I'm going to need a citation on that one, matey, because the only people who I see that seem to think that expression is a form of identity are gender-obsessed, sex-obsessed, special snowflake regressives like yourself.
And sometimes that's not the case. Oftentimes I'm in situations where I'm not the most safe being able to express my gender identity, and in those cases, even in those instances where I'm wearing basketball shorts or sneakers, you can't take my gender identity away from me because that's mine and not yours.
So yeah, basically what you're saying is that you suffer from a form of social anxiety. Well, here's a top tip. Labelling yourself with something that will cause you to stand outside from your social group and insisting it be enforced without other people's consent is not a way to battle social anxiety disorder. There are any number of treatments available for social anxiety, both therapies and medication, which can help you. But expressing your gender identity while playing basketball is not particularly important. When you're playing basketball, you are no different than the other people who are playing the game with you. Like them, you eat, you sleep, you burp, you fart, you shit, you watch telly, you wank off, you could wait for buses and everything like that. You're nothing special in that situation, and quite how you think that your gender identity would make you special in that kind of situation, again, just shows the amount of self-entitlement you have and the amount of unwarranted self-importance that you have. Jesus Christ, man, go seek some help, go get some therapy. You'll feel a lot better. Trust me, I know on this.
So many different options for who you are and how to define that.
Yeah, so many options for you to stick a label on yourself so that you can claim victimhood whilst living out your delusional fantasy world, which is actually classed as a mental illness. It's a paranoia, and delusion. It's all mental illness. Unfortunately, though, in this day and age, we're not allowed to say that. I also like how whenever I pause the video to insert commentary, and this woman's on screen, she's always pulling like a strange kind of silly gurning facial expression, which I find really, really fucking amusing. It's almost like her face is, betraying what she's actually thinking. Her mouth's saying all this shit, and her brain is instructing her face to go, "Oh, shut up, shut up, shut up, you fucking idiot!"
So when someone chooses a personal pronoun that they identify with, using that pronoun is a form of respect and a form of validation that, yes, this is your rightful identity, and I will respect that.
In other words, you will obey.
And I know personally when I get misgendered, by strangers it's one thing, but it's especially painful when it's people who are close to you.
Obey all Dalek commands. Obey instantly. Obey without question. Obey. 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 Obey.
And not knowing how to combat it. It is constant, and it is such a prevalent part of our society that being misgendered happens countless times in a day, and that builds up really quickly, and it can really be difficult for a person to hear over and over again because it invalidates your identity over and over and over again.
My heart fucking bleeds for you. My God. End of the fucking world or what?
Pronouns are important because they are the smallest and easiest way that you can acknowledge somebody's identity.
Is it fuck, considering how many fucking different gender identities and pronouns have been invented by the fucking Tumblrinas? How are you supposed to know everybody's? That's why we have general ones. He, she, her, his.
And I also don't like that people call them their preferred pronouns, because it's also not a preference.
Asking for special treatment outside of societal and cultural norms is a fucking preference, you dumb fucking dickhead. Fuck. Oh, that's it. I'm done. I'm doing no more. I can't. No, I'm just not doing it anymore. Fuck it. I'm bringing this to an end right now. So thank you for watching this far. My social media contact stuff up on screen now. PayPal donations are welcome and received with thanks. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.